Good afternoon, welcome to a swelteringly hot Djuma private game reserve in the Sabi Sand, where I've carried a lot of things in my life, but never my house on my back like that tortoise. Hello everybody, my name is Steve, joined by Pan on camera, and this is OnSafari. Good afternoon everybody. This is the highlights show for the last 24 hours here on Wild Earth. If you've missed it, here is your opportunity to check it out. Now, please do drop in your questions using all the appropriate means, the app, the website, YouTube chat stream, as well as Twitter. We'd love to have you on board. Okay, now first of all, Panda, how are you feeling behind the camera there? Are you okay? It's hot. It's very hot. It's plus minus 40 degrees Celsius right now in the shade. Okay, so what do you expect a pride of lion, or at least two big overweight, not overweight, but well-fed male lions to be doing on a day like this? Well, Cedric had them yesterday afternoon, and I suppose you can guess exactly what.
Two black dam males and still sleeping. Wow. I can imagine 3 days of solid sleep. I'm sure by tonight they will be well rested and hoping that they are going to start moving tonight. Well, that's what I said yesterday afternoon. I said, well, I'm sure they're going to start getting, active and start roaring for us maybe like at about just after 6, but unfortunately there was no movement. So we're still exactly at the same spot. The other male is just a little bit further behind the bushes there where he is. You can't really see him, you just see this one. As you can see, fast asleep for the afternoon. Very hot day, so I don't think they're going to move anytime soon now. But we're going to wait for a little bit. I'm sure once that sun starts setting, starts becoming a little bit cooler and a little bit darker, then you'll find that they might get active.
Well, did they get active yesterday afternoon when Cedric was with them? No, they did not. I think they did one little turnover, but that was pretty much it. I think that was day 4 yesterday. I think Cedric said this morning 3 days, but I'm pretty sure it's 4 days they've been in the same place. It was John was here already. It was all the way back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was Wednesday. I can't remember. It is such a bubble out here. But those lions were not doing a lot. And when you have eaten as much as they'd eaten, and they both had injuries, I was talking to Panda about it last night. What is the thing that your doctor or your physio says when you've injured yourself, especially like a leg injury, a foot injury, something like that? What is the thing a doctor says? Just rest and recuperate. Now, those lions had 4 days to just chill and do absolutely nothing, which was good for them. It was good for the healing of the bones and the tendons and whatever else is wrong with that male's left foot. So in the tracks, when I was tracking him this morning, I certainly saw where he's still favouring that foot, but they managed to cover a fair bit of distance. Sarah, that was quite a while that they were there still for. It was. I mean, I was going there this morning half expecting them to be there again, but I suppose that just would have been a bit much. Last night, one of the Chitwa guys said they've probably got bed sores. They've been lying there for so long. Most certainly seems to be the case. Okay, so from Debbie also says, do they go into deep sleep? Debbie, it seems like lions are able to go into pretty deep sleep. Not as deep as you or I. They do drop into that space, but they are alert like that. Have you ever spent time with the domestic cat? How they can be on the couch and they can be completely out in half a moment. They're up and at it. So survival is very important for them to be able to do to survive. But lions can sleep a bit more soundly than leopards can. Okay. And then Eric had some wonderful times down at Amakala yesterday afternoon. The bird's eye view of those elephants. Sorry. Okay, so this is where it is not doing its thing. Sorry about that. Let's do it this way. Do it this way. Aha. Okay.
We've got some elephants down at the bottom. and they are walking along a path. Well, I can see there's two on the path, and I'm just trying to figure out, are they going to come up the mountain, or are they going to continue along that river line? Either one is good for us because we're still going to be able to see them regardless. And those two elder bulls having a bit of a game of push and shove in the river line there. Just testing each other's power. It's nothing too serious. They're two fairly youngish bulls. The one is 20 years old and the other one is 17, 18. And even though the one with tusks should be the one dominating, it looks like the one without tusks is the one that's winning. In front of us, oh my goodness. Mogs, do you see the babies on the floor? Brotherly love. Ain't nothing like it. But there's a time and place for that, and this is neither. You're very close on the edge. You should not be challenging each other to pushing competitions. They're very adorable little ones. Here's a slightly older baby, and I think this is one of those babies that was, nah, I don't, it's possible. There is 4 of them, but baby of that size, those are the two that were pushing each other down in the riverbed. But it's also possible that those two may still be making their way up here, as I can only see A family and some members of B family.
Well, Amakhala certainly is quite a remarkable place from a viewpoint, and to be able to get those ellies like that just goes to show you how massive that landscape is. I mean, we don't ever get perspectives like that of elephants this side. It's always an elephant in front of us, and maybe sometimes in the distance, but to get that valley in the basin behind the elephants like that, and to be able to view them from the bottom as they push each other around and navigate that mountainside is truly, truly remarkable. Another question from Adam is so interesting to see them have a go at each other like that. It really is. I mean, elephants, when they play around with each other, can really be quite fun, and especially the young bulls, when they start testing each other, start pushing each other, can lead to some quite remarkable sightings. You just don't want to be too close when they start getting a little bit too boisterous. Dark Mane Lover, sometimes when viewing elephants from top, they look like grey stones. Well, that's exactly it. If they're not moving around, you can't really see. So in a landscape like that, binoculars are essential, because when I was there with Morgan, we spent a fair bit of time on the landscape up at the top looking down for animals, and well, not always seeing anything.
We are bringing you a new and improved fan favorite. We have unearthed the finest gems from over the years in our archives to give you hours of amazing entertainment. Hop on the largest safari vehicle in the world and revisit the best of Wild Earth with epic moments from eco-training Pride Lands, memories from Madikwe, and more. Reconnect with your favorite naturalists and animal characters with the best of Safari Live. Wild Earth, connecting with nature.
So everybody, the large fruited bush willow, you can probably see where it gets its name from. Large fruited, red. You can see the red in there. But the four-wing pod is characteristic of the Combrita family, and it's about distribution. Now inside is the seed. Let's see if I've never managed to do it with one of these. Never managed to do it with one of those. But these guys, they open quite nicely, and you can get the seed out. The red bush willow. But this seed over here is toxic, so you don't want to eat that. You don't want to eat that. But I've never managed to do that with the raasblaar. Quite loud, isn't he? It's not time. He doesn't want to be played with. He wanted to be blown over onto my lap, but he didn't want to be played with. Okay, so we're going to prepare for our next clip anyway. Dark Mane Lover, I love it here. It's your happy place. Where are you exactly? Here on Safari? Or in Amakhala? Or in Juma? Where are you exactly? Happy you and your happy place. Welcome back live, everybody, to Juma Private Game Reserve, where we are sitting here catching up on all the highlights over the last 24 hours. And the one man who was out with me yesterday afternoon is out and about and getting ready for drive this afternoon. Let's go check in with Cedric.
Yes, well, it is a very hot afternoon, so I think it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen out there for our drive. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cedric, and behind the camera with me, you've got Muscles and Paul. So, plan for the afternoon. You know, I think the best thing, especially with this heat, is about 41 at the moment, 41 degrees Celsius, about 103, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And I think the dams are going to be fantastic. I'm going to go towards Treehouse Dam. There's a beautiful place where Paul and myself usually sit. There's a nice guarri bush with some shade, and to see what's happening that side. As well as I'm going to go and try and follow up on those leopard tracks on the southern side of Ajuma. There is water, nice two little pans there. We had a male leopard going up and down, or tracks. So yeah, I think I'm going to go that side, just in case that leopard came back to the pan for the afternoon or for the day, had a drink, and maybe it's just lying there somewhere in the shade and not moving with this kind of heat. So I think that is going to be my plan of action for the afternoon, and I cannot wait to get out there. So we will see you on Safari.
Staying cool at Treehouse Dam. I know it is your favorite dam of all times. Cedric and I were just chatting before, and well, hopefully he finds the hippo he was talking about there. And of course, leopard tracks this afternoon. Okay, so now this morning we were quite fortunate, myself and Paul. We were out following the tracks of the male lions, and we didn't really have much luck as they disappeared into the bushes, but we got reports of some buffalo towards the east, and we followed up on some tracks, and we were greeted with a sensational sighting of the buffalo at Buffelshoek Dam. There's a grumpy hippo in amongst them there on the right. You see all the buffalo making noises. Yeah, the Nkuhumas made a kill around Sylvan's camp this morning. Killed a buffalo there. They are buffalo hunting machines. I feel like I might want to go get in the water with them. It is warming up. So she's relaxed now. She had a 200 or so strong impala buffalo emerge on her little nursery. There we go. Little ears flicked there. And she's looked at them all. She's given them all a bit of a warning, and everybody seems to be staying away from her and her baby, so she's comfortable with that. She doesn't feel undue pressure or threats from a buffalo, but it was a bit overwhelming for her there for a moment, and she walked around snorting spraying water in the air, which is quite an obvious sign of her presence and her looming figure. She might have to do some more if animals come too close. And they're pretty grumpy at the best of times. And isolate them and make them wounded. That's a very dangerous combination. But these are all peaceful buffalo. They've had a really nice morning and continue to enjoy Sunday fun day in their spa. Sunday fun day at Buffelshoek Dam this morning, it most certainly was. And it was really interesting for me to see that female hippo, because as we got there, I mean, we tried to broadcast them from the dam wall, but the sun was just so heavy from the back. It was just so blown out, we weren't able to do so. But she was sort of surrounded by this herd of buffalo, and she was sort of just moving around, and there was a lot of nasal spray happening. I hadn't at that point seen the youngster, but her little alcove, which to her has probably been quite safe and quite serene for quite some time, no other hippos are going in. Suddenly 100 or so buffalo surrounded her. It must be quite daunting. I wonder if before we got there she'd actually shown some proper negative behavior. It's not that we saw, we just saw her moving and snorting and the moisture or the water coming out of the nostrils. We then moved around, obviously, and what you saw there is what we saw, and eventually she calmed down and you could see the little baby. But must be quite daunting for a new mom, especially must be quite daunting for a little baby hippo, seeing all of those bovids coming down and you're not sure, what are they doing here? What are they doing? So over to some questions. So MLR, if you ever make your way to Africa, you'd like to go to all the properties, well, you must most certainly come over to Africa. There is lots more to see than just the properties you've seen on board. There are so many things to do in South Africa alone, let alone the African continent. So let us know when you're coming over. We must make some plans. Paul, do hippos get along with all animals that come to waterholes? Most certainly not, Paul. Hippos, it's all about boundaries, and if you come too close to a hippo, it doesn't matter what animal you are, you could lose a body part. I was quite surprised actually at how unaggressive it appeared that she was. But I suppose if those buffalo had come closer to where she was, things might have been different. And maybe just the number of buffalo was a bit overwhelming for her, but most other animals wouldn't really venture that close to a hippo, especially when she's got a baby. And hippos can be incredibly dangerous, as some people on kayaks have seen, some people on boats have seen, and they do kill more people in Africa than any other mammal. So they most certainly are not friendly with most animals that come down to the water.
Out in the wild, life moves fast. To capture the action, you've got to be in the right spot at the wrong time. Now, incredible animal behavior, selected from amazing amateur and professional footage, to reveal the secret lives of animals in motion. This is raw nature, caught in the act.
Hello everybody. Now I'm not sure if you're on my face right now, Chulu, or if you're on the microscope, but I'm not sure. Don't want to. So maybe come back to my face while I fiddle with the microscope. I'm not sure if you were on the microscope before, but let's I don't want to fiddle too much. I'm gonna have to take this thing off. It's something I'm gonna have to do a bit later, everybody, when that's not so tight on there. Yeah, we'll figure it out, and I'll get our little Mapani bee. It's just over here. You can actually see one that's growing out here, and we'll put that on there. I might have to move the horn closer, and we'll maybe do that in the next couple of days, but there it is. I'm a Mapani bee. Okay, thanks Panda. I'm going to move back in to the hot seat. So that, Dina, was for me the coolest. So stand by, not tomorrow, the next day. We'll probably have it on the show for you once I figure out how to detach this microscope. Do it again. Hello everybody, welcome back. You are back live with us here on Safari. And you know, we've got Juma feeds out, and we've also got Amakala, as you probably know. And if you didn't know, well, let's go say hello to Eric so that you can see him for yourself.
Good afternoon everybody. Welcome to OnSafari. My name is Eric, and we are here with us at Amakala Private Game Reserve in the Eastern Cape, South Africa. This morning we had a pretty good drive. We saw one lonely male bull elephant, and the plan is to try and relocate the rest of his family. The weather is blowing a gale. The clouds are gathering, but hopefully it's going to stay nice and dry for us this afternoon. And other than that, that's it from my side, and we hope to see you out there.
The post to you down in Amakala, I know you really want an Amarula, and well, this is the Marula from the tree behind. Sometimes you may have to hear the gunshots behind the camera. That is these giant marulas falling on the corrugated roof behind. So we'll be sending that down to you, Eric. And well, everybody, we have one last clip before we end this show, and you can probably guess it. It was Cedric finding the black dam males this morning.
Moon Dust Ferry, as you said, there's a little bit of cat luck coming along, and here it is. Donkey, or Brigado. Got the two black dam male lions. Yeah, on sandy patch for your tele access. Wonderful. I think these two male lions know. I think after that confrontation with those other lions a few weeks ago, you know, it's just they realize that, well, rather let's stick together, and you know, in case anything else has to happen, maybe bump into other lions. They've got each other. Oh, here's an elephant that's approaching as well. I wonder if this elephant is not gonna disturb them. Yeah, we'll just have to see. Unless this male is just gonna amble past. Oh, here he comes. Is he gonna come this way? Is he gonna chase them away? Oh, here we go. Let's see. Lions. That looks like he's going to another bush. No, he's turning. I think they are very fortunate that he's not coming towards them. Well, it's got their attention. And sleep. I realized now he's not coming this way, so we don't have to really move. We can rest peacefully here now.
So that's what the black dam males look like with their heads up. Nice to see. Dark Mane Lover wants to know if I think that his leg is broken. Now, we looked at it quite closely the other day. There's no swelling. I mean, I don't know if a break means there's swelling. And you normally feel like swelling should happen around a break or a fracture. Doesn't look like there's any difference in the size of each of his paws. He's just really struggling to put it down. Whether it's a tendon, I don't know. I'm no expert on that, but it's definitely here in the foot. Very much like what Dark Mane was, except his was broken. You could tell, you could actually see where the buffalo had stepped. There was an incision or a crack or crush where it happened, and you could see that. But this guy's not putting his foot down as differently. He's definitely delicate the way he walks, but I think he's going to walk it off. We hope so. He's had a few days of rest. Peace to you. I love a cat and Illy into action. How amazing was it to see? It would be interesting to see how those boys would have reacted if he'd actually come towards them. No doubt, Panda, they would have scuttled over to the tree next door. Peace to you, handsome boys as well. They are very handsome boys. They are a little bit beaten up and a bit rough around the edges, but that's how we like our male lions, don't we? Prairie Dog, you enjoyed the safari this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. It has been quite fun to be out and about. Now, our plans are to go out and find some shade, and I might look at some smaller species of trees today and just stay nice and cool. That's probably it. But we do thank you for joining us this afternoon. Thanks for your questions and comments. We'll be out on live safari shortly, so feel free to check in. Be certain to check in on us there. Thank you for your questions and comments again. We'll see you then. Have a wonderful afternoon. This was OnSafari.
This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.